everybody, my name is AceFangirl, and welcome back to, well, I guess it's not welcome back, I guess it's welcome to the Impostor Factory debriefing. You know I never really planned these, and I kind of just sat down right now and decided that I was gonna do it, without really thinking about what I'm gonna say, which I guess is kind of the point. It's just kind of to talk about my feelings about a project, and, you know, how it went and stuff like that, I guess. I don't really know. It's just kind of something I started doing, like, right after my first LP, and I just kind of kept doing it. Excuse for making the final episode too long, I think. But anyways, this video is not about debriefings. This video is about Impostor Factory. And I have to say, I had a lot of fun playing it. It was definitely way shorter than I expected. I felt like it was way shorter than Finding Paradise and To the Moon. Maybe not shorter than A Bird Story. A Bird Story was pretty short. But, I'm not gonna say I'm disappointed by that. I went into it expecting it to be like almost like a finale for the entire, like, series that we'd seen up to this point, and maybe that was a mistake. Like, maybe that was just something I thought, sorry, there are people talking outside, and you might be able to hear them. Maybe that was just something, like, I thought going in, and maybe that was just, like, something that was completely wrong. I don't know. But, I'm glad that it turned out the way that it did. I, as a, you know, story-driven game fan and D&D player, love a good amount of world building. And I feel like that's kind of what this game was. I don't know if it necessarily, like, plot is a weird word to use in terms of these games. Like, clearly there's stuff going on with Neil, and we've known that for a bit now. And so I kind of thought, like, went into this game being like, this game's gonna be all about Neil and his issues and how we're gonna deal with it, like, as Eva. And that isn't what happened. Instead, we got why Neil has these issues, which personally I think is great. Like, I really enjoyed getting to know these new characters without having it spoiled for me at the beginning that they were who they were. Like, I had a suspicion after meeting Quincy because he was just so similar to Neil. And I was like, I feel like maybe these are Neil's parents. And maybe that explains kind of what's going on with him because he's got this whole hereditary thing. And that could be why he's working so hard. To make something that's like this. I still feel like there are a lot of holes there that are going to have to be filled in somewhere down the line. And in the comic, Kan Gao, the creator of this series, said that there might not be a main game for a while, but that the story would continue to be told in other mediums, which I think is really cool. And I think that's one way that visual novels in and of themselves are really interesting, because they don't rely on gameplay to, like, make the game what it is. The story makes the game what it is. So it's really flexible and can be told in a lot of different mediums, which I think is awesome. I really loved how this game kind of leaned into some of the darker themes of a simulation, while also embracing the comedy that these games that kind of have in them, just, like, inherently, with, like, Ricebot and the cat. And, like, it still kept things light while also kind of dealing with some hard issues. Like, I think this game once again brings up the discussion of, like, a simulated world and whether that will really solve all your problems. Whether it ultimately really matters in the long run is really, I think, what that last discussion Linry and Quincy had before they chose to embark on that new adventure together really meant. Like, whether you could really find fulfillment in a just solely virtual world. At least that's kind of how I took it. And I think they said that the answer is yes. Like, you can experience things that are real. Not that are real, but that would give you as much fulfillment as a real experience. And I know they were simulations, but I kind of feel like they represent us in a way. And I don't know, maybe I'm just, like, getting too much into it, but, like, I didn't talk that much during that last segment because that was kind of what I was thinking about. We as gamers spend so much of our time in worlds that are both not our own and not real necessarily, but we still derive so much pleasure and so much fulfillment out of living these stories that don't necessarily belong to us. And I know that their situation was a little bit different because it's a scenario that could have belonged to them. If all the cards had been dealt correctly, because again, who's to say what's correct and what's not? But it's kind of like what Neil said at the end, like, that world was perfect, but because it was perfect, it wasn't exciting. I think the term he used was like, it passed by without a ripple. Like, it wasn't interesting. And I think that's something I'm probably going to be thinking about for a while. I don't know. Just those themes of reality versus simulation and what is important about both, because I do think both have their importances, is really cool. And I really enjoyed being able to experience it in kind of a different way. I had a lot of fun, and I love playing in this world. I think this world is fascinating. I've tried to explain the concept of these games to like so many different people just because I think it's inherently interesting. But maybe it's just because I'm a psychology and sociology major and like the science of how people's minds work. Not like the biology, but like the inner workings is something that I've always been interested in. And there was a lot of that in this game. I liked that they talked about the origin of the machine, like where it came from, how it went wrong, and how somebody, unclear exactly who at this point, pivoted and made it into what it is at Sigcor. Sorry, my hair is just like falling in my face. And I like that was talked about. And I liked how much Neil and Eva there was in this chapter because I really like them together and I think they're really cute. Overall, I think it was weird because it wasn't exactly what I was expecting. I was expecting episode 3, and this was episode X. Like, this was clearly not meant to be episode 3. Which is fine. Like, I am more than okay with that, and I think I might have been betrayed just by my own expectations on that one. Which is totally okay. But I loved this game for what it was. It was something slightly different, but still with that, like, SigCorp feel, I'm gonna call it. And I mean, it did get me a few times. Like, I think I mentioned in one of the episodes, how much I did really relate to Linry at times, because although I'm not dealing with, like, a life-threatening illness or anything like that, there are times in my life where I have felt like I need to push myself very hard to accomplish what I'm supposed to at any given time. And that has led me to push a lot of other things aside in my life. So as that one episode right after he shows her the world through the sculptures on the bridge, that conversation actually did cause me to break down. Just because I understood how she felt in that moment. Not in the sense that my time is limited in the way that hers is, but in the sense that I've always felt like there was so much to do and not enough time for anything like that. And that's something that's changing now in my life, but in that moment I just saw so much of myself in that character, and that was a really powerful moment for me, and I really just wanted to give that one another shout out because it was really good. Of course, the visuals, the art was amazing. The music was, of course, excellent. I am so glad that I have the soundtrack for this game because it's going on loop. I absolutely adore the soundtrack from all of these games. It is amazing. And this one was absolutely no exception. I'll put some more of it under this video for sure so that we can all enjoy it together because it's amazing. And yeah, this series is just one that's meant a lot to me because I have played it. It's just happened that I've played these games at some difficult points in my life where I have lost people or I'm going through like major life changes or something like that, and this one was no exception. No one passed during this playthrough, but I did go through, I mean, I know this wasn't that long, but some major life changes are happening. There's a lot of uncertainty right now in my life, just on a personal level. So it was just another case where this game happened to fall in there, and just kind of hit me really hard. But ultimately, I'm so glad I did it. I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait for more. In whatever form it takes, you can be sure I will be talking about it. And I hope you guys enjoyed it too. I know that a lot of people were like, ooh, Danganronpa. But this is a game that I've been waiting for a really long time, and I knew I just had to put Danganronpa on hold for like a few weeks. It wasn't even on hold, because I did 2 episodes of Danganronpa, 1 episode of this. Because I did expect this one to be shorter, but not as short. The finale caught me off guard. So now that this is over, this is normally the part where I talk about upcoming projects, and there aren't any, because Danganronpa. So nothing's gonna change. Danganronpa's just gonna go back to 3 times a week, and it's gonna be like nothing happened. So don't even worry about that. I am very excited to keep playing Danganronpa, obviously. Yeah, I am a little bit behind in recording when this will come out. So hopefully I can get it all done. I think this will come out the week of MagFest, if I have timed this correctly. So, if any of you are at MagFest, come say hi. And I think that actually might be it for now. I really didn't have a ton to say. But yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. To anyone who actually watched this project, I really, really appreciate it, because these games do mean a lot to me, and I really do want people to buy them and support the creators of these games, because they are absolutely amazing. And I hope you'll be excited for the next entry in this series with me, whatever form it may take. So, yeah. I guess, I'll see you back at... what is it called now? The Ultimate Academy for Gifted Juveniles? Yeah, I think that's what it is. I'll see you back there real soon. Sounds good. I'll see you then. Bye!